Hello, my name is Taylor. I'm a financial coach and I help my clients set up personal cash flow systems, personal budgets. But sometimes in order to maximize the personal budget, in order to really get everything you can for the personal budget, we need to dive into the business cash flow. We have to see what's going on in the business, figure out where all your expenses are truly going so that we can optimize how much you actually pay yourself from your business. So Monarch Money is an excellent tool to budget for your business. Now, I want to stress that budgeting for your business using a tool like Monarch Money or another budgeting app does not replace the need for QuickBooks or proper bookkeeping software. That software is designed to help you with tax time, help with the IRS, the audits that you get. Like the bookkeeping software, it has a function and a purpose that is very necessary for proper tax filing. So it does not replace your bookkeeper, but that's what's actually the best part about using a budgeting app is that it isn't a bookkeeping software. If you use a budgeting app, you can really get better reports on what matters most to you as a business owner. You can better plan your cash flow on things that make more sense to you. You don't have to use IRS terms. You don't have to use bookkeeping terms. You can use whatever terms you want, whatever categories you want to run your business. And that can be a really, really amazing thing for a business owner. A budgeting app can also make it easier to track, get better reports instantaneously. Let's be honest, QuickBooks is a little tricky. It's not the easiest to get all these reports and data that you might be looking for unless you have a fantastic bookkeeper. But even then, the bookkeeper can only do so much. So reporting can be a little lacking when it comes to QuickBooks or other budgeting or other bookkeeping softwares. And so that's where budgeting softwares really thrive. Your budget is for you, not the IRS, not your investors. It is for you to properly manage your expectations on expenses and cash flow. Setting up a business budget inside Monarch Money looks a little different for everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you use your Monarch Money account only for business. That means you have not connected your personal accounts and it is strictly for the business cash flow. Now, if you have a very simple business, you're a single member LLC, you're taking all the profit that you get from sales in a small, super small business with not a lot of transactions, totally keep your business transactions mixed in with your personal. That's totally fine. You can keep your budget, your business budget and your personal in one account and one login with Monarch Money. Totally awesome. For business owners who have a little bit more transactions, who are paying themselves a regular salary from like as an S Corp or a corporation status, and you are trying to plan not only your expenses, but maybe employees, maybe payroll and all that stuff, that's when it might be really nice to have your own budget in your own Monarch Money account. It's totally up to you. I have a lot of business owners who keep it all together in one, but I want to show you what it looks like when you have its own because I think it's pretty awesome. So first off, having all of your business accounts and credit cards all in one place is a really amazing tool to have. You do not have to connect your personal accounts if you're just doing your business. So this would just be your business checking, business credit card, and all of that. Now this is a demo account, so I only have the one account for simplicity, but you can absolutely connect your checking, savings. If you're doing the profit first structure and you have your profit, your tax account, and all those different account structures, absolutely connect them all, as well as your business credit cards. It's very easy to categorize your transactions. Now, in order to categorize your transactions properly, we need to make sure your categories are set up correctly. You are going to have some upfront work when it comes to categorization. Your budget, Monarch Money, is built for a household. It's a family personal budget. There's not a lot, it's not built already set up to have your owner's pay, your payroll, your bills, your subscriptions, your advertising and marketing. These are all things that I set up for this demo account and you will need to set up as well. You can see if you go down below here, when I go into my settings here and you go to categories, to drag, drop, rename, make sure all the categories are completely relevant for your business as well as the groups. If you don't know how to do this, I have videos on setting up your categories. You can watch these for all of the nitty gritty on how to actually change, drop. You can drag, drop, create categories, rename the categories, change the emojis, create groups. That's a really fast view. Don't worry, that's not what this point of this video is. If you need help setting up categories, go watch the other YouTube videos. But this is how you're going to kind of lay out your categories. I'll go through this a little slower. I just want to point out that I had to disable a whole lot of categories here. You can see a lot of personal categories that we are not going to use for a business budget. They're all disabled, and I just kind of threw them all in other. And so they're not going to get in the way, and they're not going to show up anywhere else. So let's walk through how I've set up this business. So I have business income. If you have income from multiple different types of jobs, if you have multiple businesses in just this one account, you might want to separate your income. For real estate agents, you might have commission income, and then, maybe if you're investing in your own real estate property, maybe you have rental property income as well, right? You have multiple types of income sources. If you are a contractor, maybe you have 4 or 5 clients, you could maybe create a category for each of those clients that are paying you on a retainer fee. So you can really be as detailed as you want when it comes to income. I just have a regular business income. You never want to get rid of interest or other income. You'll be surprised how much that pops up. So we have an owner's pay section. If you're trying to pay yourself a consistent salary, whether you are S Corp or not, or another structure, you're trying to pay yourself a regular salary, you might give yourself bonuses or owner's draws, and then you might be trying to contribute to a 401k. So these are all related to your salary and your pay, and we want to make sure we're budgeting for that, because as a business, once you're trying to pay yourself a consistent salary, you are now an employee, which means you're an expense, and so we want to budget for that expense, and that way you can properly strategize how much you can pay yourself every month and when you're able to give yourself extra draws or bonuses. Or if you're planning on doing a really low salary and you're doing monthly draws, that's great too. You can do that as well. You might have payroll for payroll taxes, payroll fees, and different employees, different contractors. You might want to categorize all of those and make a label for each one of those employees. Unless you have a ton, then maybe just lump them all together. You'll have your regular bills. You have softwares, tech subscriptions, consultants, coaches, advertising, website. If you have a car that you're expensing and paying out of the business, you might have travel, CE, professional dues, charity, and then gifts to your clients. You might have different kinds of meals. Maybe you want to categorize your meals based on client meals or networking meals or on-the-job meals, right? Like there's lots of different categories that you can create that your bookkeeper doesn't care about, right? Your bookkeeper is just like, hey, what are the meals that we're allowed to expense and what are the ones we're not? And so again, this is why that Monarch is so powerful, because it's not going to the IRS. So you can really categorize on the things that you actually really care about. And you're wondering, hey, how much do I actually spend, on networking meals, taking, referral partners out to lunch versus taking clients or my employees, right? All those employee benefits as well. Absolutely have those too. You can really go nuts with how many categories that you want to have. It's completely up to your business. Obviously, you'll want to have a section for like the cost of goods sold. If you're actually buying stuff in order to sell, you might have the different types of inventory that you're purchasing or supplies. You'll have categories for all of that as well. So there's a couple ways to budget in Monarch Money. I'm going to show you the budgeting features first. Even though reporting features is really where this all thrives, I want to show you the budgeting features so that you can kind of see what those forecasting tools look like. So when you first set this up, you're going to want to set up a baseline budget. When I say baseline budget, I mean set up the budget for your minimum income that you expect to receive. So you're like, hey, looking at the last few months of income, because you can do that by clicking on this and it shows you immediately what that last 6 months of income is, as well as your monthly average. You really just want to build your base budget on the minimum income you expect to receive. So right now it looks like around, $7,900, $7,962. So let's go ahead and base it off that. We're going to say $7,962 is your monthly budget. We're going to apply it to all future months, and we're going to go from there. This is your base budget. Now you can start to assign all of your base expenses. If you're paying yourself a consistent salary as an owner, you're paying yourself $5,000 a month, go ahead and put that here, as well as all the regular bills, your subscriptions, and all of that stuff. You want to assign every dollar a job, or you can just like set up a base just to kind of keep an eye on it. That means that when your insurance bill goes up, if you're budgeting $230 and you see that in January it went up to $250, it's going to immediately indicate to you, whoa, something changed. Maybe I should call, get something looked at so I can make sure that I can address this, right? It's a very great way to just make sure you're not overpaying, make sure bills aren't changing, and just to keep an eye on what you expected to have for your business. But if you wanted to do more of a zero-based budgeting method and really plan for that cash flow, especially if you're a commission, so you have, a real estate agent, you have huge commissions that need to last you several months, I really recommend doing a more zero-based budgeting approach. What that means is that you budget every dollar a job. So all of your income that you receive, you want to add it to the budget. And you also are going to use rollovers so that when you apply money to these buckets, the money that you don't use rolls over into next month. That way you can really strategize with these buckets. You can plan, oh, hey, I'm going to start planning for having a big buffer in here so that I know that I can pay myself consistently and my family doesn't have to stress when my business has a bad month, right? That's not fair for your family to have to be in the throes of your business planning. So it's really important to make sure that you have, a good emergency fund so you can pay yourself consistently. And so your spouse and kids don't have to be as stressed as you are when the client doesn't pay the invoice. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add that income, 10,678. I'm going to add all that income in here, and you can see that this adds money into this left to budget area here. This money is now, I'm planning with all the extra income. I was expecting 7,900, but I got extra income. So now you're going to intend to spend this extra income. And where would you intend to spend it? Well, in this case, maybe you want to put it in taxes. Maybe I know I owe quarterly estimated taxes. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the bucket. That way I have money set aside for taxes in future months. Maybe I want to put it toward other areas, but let's go ahead and just go ahead with that first. And let's go to February. So you can see February at the very bottom here. Let's go ahead and refresh. Now that we've put money in for taxes last month with all the extra income, you can see it actually rolled over. We have 34 available for taxes. We happen to have the exact same amount in February for some reason. Oh, that's because the number was the exact same. But let's go ahead and add all the extra income. It looks like February is a huge month. I was expecting 79, but I got 16. That means I have a ton of money left to budget. Maybe that's a commission. Maybe that's a one-time thing. Maybe my income went up. Totally up to you. But, maybe we want to put a couple thousand in for taxes just in case. Okay. And well, let's do a little less because it looks like we're on track for quarterly tax estimates. So you can kind of plan, again, you have a little bit left here to plan for your budget. Maybe the rest of it is to give myself that buffer. Maybe I want 10,000 here in owner's draw. So I have an extra 5,000 here. So again, my family doesn't have to stress when I have a low month in the business. You have 2632 left to budget. You can decide if you want to put it maybe more towards marketing and advertising. Maybe you have a trip coming up or you need to go get your CE credits done. This is how you're strategizing that income. And so you are never left wondering how you're going to be able to, if that income, that check that you got is actually going to last you for the months that you expect it to last you. So I hope you get the idea of why it's really cool to use Monarch Money as a zero-based budgeting approach to really plan every dollar that you're getting and really make sure that you're running your business as successfully as possible. Now, the real cool thing about Monarch is the reporting features. Those reporting features are really what makes Monarch super special. You could even go without budgeting. If you don't care about budgeting, you could skip budgeting. The reporting is where it's at. So if I were to go to this reporting page, there is a cash flow diagram here that shows you where your money is going. We can do this based on any time period, last year, last month, this year, 30 days, 7 days, whatever range that you want to see. You can see whatever you want to see as far as how much you're spending from your business. This is a cash flow report, so you're seeing both income and expenses. And because we're treating your salary as an expense, you are an employee, so you're treating your own salary as an expense, you can kind of see what that profit is. Hey, this is how much you've actually profited, and you could pay yourself a little bonus. You can invest more money into the business, and that's what you're looking at as far as your profit, which is different from the IRS, right? Your IRS is going to be a different level of profit in a lot of ways. So, and I mean, it might actually end up being right on par, but it might just look a little differently depending on how you're coding the transfers from your business to your personal accounts. So, but this is telling you, hey, if this is how much you're paying yourself and this is how much went to expenses, this is what was left over. Now, if we went to a spending report, I love these spending reports to be able to see the total amount that you are spending in all areas and all categories, seeing that change over time. You can now see averages for these reports that you get. So you can see your average business expenses last year was at $10,700. This will help you plan for your business expenses next year, right? So you can view this on a monthly basis, daily, weekly, quarterly. You can look at it by category or by group. So if you remember those groups we set up, bills, software, general expenses, advertising, and marketing. We can see also just general totals. So you can see how much you've spent in each of these categories. You can take a look at what are those transactions. If I click on this, it'll open up all the transactions for taxes very quickly. So all that detail is just right at my fingertips as far as how has my business actually spent money. Now, another great way to use this is to really see those trends, right? Maybe you want to see how much you've spent in marketing or in in education, in travel. Maybe you're traveling a lot. You can look at this any one category at a time to see how much you're spending in each of these areas. If I wanted to see how much I'm doing as far as meals goes, we can absolutely do that. Looks like you got a refund here, but we can double check on these to see how maybe there's certain months that are a little higher or heavier as far as meals go than others, and you can be more aware of that. The other great thing you can do is use tags to help you also run really amazing reports. Tags could be used to say maybe a job or an event. Let's say you're planning an event. So you might, for your event, have catering, meals, advertising. You might have decor and marketing, if I already said that one, right? You might have a lot of expenses that go into this event. If you use a tag, you can run a report on that event. You can create a tag called Event of 2025, and it's going to give you all of the expenses that you've categorized for that event, as long as you've been tagging them correctly. And so that way you can see, well, how much did that event actually cost me? And you can even get a cash flow report on the event, right? If you tagged the event income that you got, it will also show you the income and the expenses for just that event, or just that job, just that real estate transaction, right? Like there's lots of different applications that you can use depending on your type of business. If you wanted to see how certain investments have affected your income over time, maybe you started advertising in February and you can see that income creeping up. Maybe you turned on Facebook ads and you're seeing that income go right up from there. And then you can really see results from your marketing efforts or hiring an employee. How long did it take for your business to recover from hiring an employee and actually see an increase of income? These are all the things that you can do running these reports in Monarch Money, as long as you are categorizing your expenses properly and really utilizing the tags, the tagging features that you have access to. So if I clicked on this, you can add those tags right here. You can add notes for the transactions. You can also add receipts, so that you have so much data right there, easy to find, easy to access. There's a workshop coming up next month in the membership if you want to attend for business owners. This is going to be going into more detail on how to set up those categories, how to set up your budget for your business, and how to get meaningful reports from your business in Monarch Money. If that is something you're interested in, make sure you click on the link in the description of the video so you can come join us. There are courses on how to not only do this for your business, but also for your personal budget, so that you can use both inside Monarch Money. If you have a business that you would like me to showcase as a demo for how this applies to your to a specific use case, so let me know. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you're considering as far as budgeting for your business and what concerns you have, and I'd love to show a video if I can on those criteria. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if this is going to work for your business or why you think it won't work for your business. And please like, subscribe, and thank you so much for joining us today.